Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report, live from New York City. Sherrod, Bobby, reunited. Sherrod's still masked up. I'm going to breathe a little bit here. Have to be in an MSG. We'll be back here later tonight for a 7:30 tip-off between the Celtics and Knicks that's going to open up this season. And not sure if Jaylen Brown's going to be joining us. He's here with the team. Went through a light practice yesterday, I believe, and did shoot around today. Biggest news out of it, though, he was symptomatic, and he did have breathing issues during his hiatus with COVID here, similar to what we heard with Jason Tatum. Said he had to meditate, do breathing exercises to find his breath again, and that's a huge concern. You know, we saw how long it took Jason Tatum last year to come back from that. He struggled mightily with catching his breath during the year, had to use an inhaler. That is not what I want to hear about Jaylen Brown at all starting the year.
No, it's not. But the fact that he's still back with the team, he's able to do some semblance of what he normally does, is a sign that he's headed in the right direction. I think the biggest concern for me with Jaylen is how long is it going to be for him to ramp up to where he's at the level of play that we've seen before. You know, we talk about Jason Tatum and using an inhaler and how, you know, he obviously wasn't at full-blown 100% Jason Tatum, and yet he still wound up averaging over 26 points a game, was an all-star again. And Jaylen, I see similar potential that he may not be 100%, but I still believe he's a guy that is going to make a significant impact on his team, even during this ramp-up to getting back to where, or getting close to where he was last season, which was an all-star.
And Jaylen's going to see how he feels closer to game time. Ime feels like he's ready to put him out there in the starting lineup. Jaylen says he's questionable, so still uncertain if he's going to give it a go here tonight, but Ime said if he does, it's going to be shorter stints and maybe not the usual 35-minute workload that we see from him, 35 minutes. So in that regard, Josh Richardson is a guy you're going to be looking for here, but also our guy Romeo Langford, who had a huge preseason. He is, I'd say in my mind, definitely going to get some minutes tonight.
Well, I think Romeo has been really the unexpected revelation for this team going into the season. With the way he played in Summer League was really questionable, but then preseason, completely different Romeo. Very impactful, made the most of his opportunity to get out there on the floor, and certainly he's a guy that we are going to, I anticipate seeing not only in this first game, but really for most of the season. I expect him to be a regular. Another guy that Ime kind of just slipped in there that's going to play, and in a starting role, is our guy Grant Williams.
Oh, yes. How could we forget?
How could we forget?
I predicted it. I was like, just get ready, Twitter. You're going to freak out. YouTube, our YouTube commenters. I was like, just be prepared. Grant Williams is going to be starting for this team if Al Horford's out, and sure enough, he is.
You know what? The initial moment that Ime said that, there was a little part of me that kind of curdled a little bit and cringed. But if you go by what he's done in the preseason, he absolutely has earned a right to be out there if Al's not able to go. You look at his body, physically, he's in significantly better shape. You look at his shooting. You look at his ability to play around the rim. He's doing a lot of the things that, when you look at his ceiling, he's pretty close to that right now. And again, by no means is he an all-star. He's not Al Horford, but he's a guy that if you have a game or two where you don't have Al available, he could, in theory, help you get past that moment and have someone who can be relatively useful and functional for you.
I thought he looked quicker. You saw that pick and roll dunk against the Heat. That is not something I thought he could do last year. He's more agile, and he's able to play that wing 4 spot for them, which is a huge deal for Udoka. In fact, I saw a little bit of a battle between him and Juancho Hernan-Gomez during the preseason. I did think Grant ultimately beat him out. So we'll talk about Kemba Walker in our next video. He's making his debut with the New York Knicks. This place is going to be buzzing for that. They've been waiting 10, maybe 15 years for Kemba Walker to put on a Knicks uniform. And the Celtics reaction, as well as Kemba's reaction on a recent podcast, too. Leaving the Celtics through a trade this offseason and heading over to New York. So, Sherrod Blakely, Bobby Manning, we will be back here later tonight for Knicks versus Celtics on CLNS Media and the Garden Report.